What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys, I got a quick video for you guys, okay? So, pretty much all day today, I've just been trolling on Twitter, just making fun of the PlayStation fanboys and the ponies and all that other stuff, okay? Now, I've seen a few YouTube videos talking about this. I tried to hop into a few spaces while I was at work, but I actually couldn't actually do it and sit there for too long. But pretty much everyone is taking the approach of laughing at the Sony fanboys and the ponies, okay? Now it's interesting to see how many of them are trying to deflect everything that's happening. So the biggest thing for us with the state of play is the fact that Spider-Man is coming to PC, right? That's a big deal. And I'm going to tell you why it's a big deal. But I don't want to continue to make fun of you, Pony. I don't want to continue to make fun of you, fanboy, okay? So I'm going to try to speak common sense to you. And I know that's dangerous whenever you're trying to speak common sense to someone that's a fanatic about something, but I'm going to try, and the comments will let me know if I succeed or not. So let me start off by saying this. PlayStation has earned where it's at. The PlayStation brand is phenomenal. They are a staple of video game history, and they have produced quality products generation after generation after generation. No one can really deny that. No one can really deny that, okay? No matter whether you like all the Sony exclusives or not, I'm sure there's a Sony exclusive out there that you're like, damn, this is a great game, right? So it is what it is. You can't deny that. You cannot take that away from PlayStation. The issue that I saw this generation, and I'm new to this console war stuff, so I didn't know this is how it worked. But the issue that I saw this generation is that the PlayStation fans did a disservice to PlayStation. Instead of arguing how great the PlayStation 5 was and trying to convince people, or just tell people, not convince, but explain to people why a PS5 was worthwhile. Instead, what they did was they attacked Xbox and spoke about how gaming services was horrible. It spoke about how you don't need an Xbox because if you have a powerful PC or you have a PC, all the games are coming to PC. And they couldn't really tell you why get a PS5. It was more, don't get an Xbox. And here's the truth. The PlayStation 3 to me is an amazing console. The PlayStation 4 to me is an amazing console. And even till this day, I don't need a cap, I don't need a lie. A game like Horizon Forbidden West on the PlayStation 4 Pro looks amazing. It looks next gen. I promise you. I promise you. Games have been looking good for a while now. But this game, Horizon Forbidden West, just the talent in Sony Studios and Guerrilla Games, right? It looks amazing. So I know that games are still gonna look good on that PlayStation 4 Pro. Like when God of War comes out, it's gonna look amazing. And as long as they continue to keep making games for it, the games are still gonna look amazing. The downfall to the PlayStation 4 Pro is that the games don't all run at 60, right? Which is something that we want. But you see, selling a PS5 would have been simple. Would have been, hey, if you want to play all these games at better frames, get yourself a PS5, right? The problem was the narratives that a lot of the Sony fan base took that now allows us to look at you and make fun of you and just show you how foolish you are. Because the reality is this, no one buys a PlayStation. Let me not say no one because there will be somebody, okay? Most people buy PlayStations to play video games, multi-plats included, not just exclusives. Most people buy PlayStations to play video games, regardless as to whether they're AAA, regardless as whether they're live service, regardless of whether they're free to play. It doesn't matter. You buy a PlayStation so that you can play games. The perks of having exclusive title that you may like is just a perk, right? And to some people, it's a big perk, but that's all it is. And if the Sony fan base would have sold the PS5 with that narrative, it would have been better. It would have been better for them. Instead, they attacked what Microsoft was doing, which is like if you don't like what Microsoft was doing, then don't subscribe to what Microsoft is doing. If you believe that gaming services are the end of gaming, then don't subscribe to gaming services, right? If you believe that Microsoft has no exclusives because the games are also coming to PC, then I mean, then it is what it is. You believe what is you believe. But using that as a selling point as to why someone would need a PS5 is why this is all backfiring on you right now. Because the reality is, there is no need to get a PS5. But that's a good thing. That is something that I could say Sony is finally being pro consumer. The PS4 Pro, the PS4 is a very capable console. So the fact that they made Horizon Forbidden West, I'll say it again, look amazing on the PS4 Pro. I know that they have the talent to make God of War Ragnarok look amazing on that console as well. And I appreciate that Sony is allowing all these games to also be played on the PS4 Pro. They're supporting it till 2025. That's amazing. That's great. That is pro gamer. Gives me an option to play a game and I don't have to go out there and purchase another console. That's good. And the fact that you aren't allowed to celebrate that as a Sony pony because you bragged so much about we believe in generations and you bragged so much about only being able to play games on this specific platform. Now this is why we're laughing at you. Because what you used to downgrade Microsoft saying these games are coming to PC, your games are coming to PC as well. So now it's funny because now you don't care about games coming to PC. But that was one of the arguments as to why Xbox doesn't have exclusives is because their games are coming to PC. But you and I both know not everybody plays on PC. Some people are just console gamers. Some people are PC gamers. Some people are just console gamers, or they just prefer console gaming on a console, whether it's the simplicity or whatever the case may be. So look, PlayStation has earned where it's at. PlayStation is a great gaming company. It really is. The PlayStation fans are the ones that are taking all these L's. And I'm glad that PlayStation is not listening to you. PlayStation is not listening to any fanboys when it comes to exclusives not going to PC. They're not listening. When it comes to gaming services are the end. They're not listening. Day and date, I'd be surprised if they don't drop day and date on PC. I think they're just trying to test out to see what's going on, right? Cloud gaming, but PlayStation is into it, right? The only thing that I look at PlayStation and I question why they do it is how much they're charging for their games and the $70 price tag of their games and stuff like that. But they know that they can get away with it, so that's why they're doing it that way. At the end of the day, the PlayStation 5 console is exactly the same as the Xbox Series X. There is no need to get one. You get one because you want to get one. And if you guys would have just stuck to that narrative, all this stuff, we wouldn't have been able to laugh and make fun of you. Because right now, the PlayStation 5, all the PlayStation 5 is an early access machine. That's it. You tell me what franchise you believe will never make it to PC. And the whole concept of, well, yeah, you had to wait 8 years to play it. Guys, you guys are the same ones that talk about how you don't need gaming service because you have a backlog of games. So I'm sure you have games that you have to play that are probably 6 years old. Or is there a time limit to when you decide to play a game? After it's 3 years old, that's it, you don't ever touch it again? Is that your mentality? You have a backlog of games that you gotta get to that you still gotta play that you know you would still enjoy. PC gamers are gonna be fine waiting 8 years or whatever years. I mean, look how well the game still sold, right? God of War still sold well, right? They still made money off of Horizon Forbidden West. I mean Zero Dawn. They still made money off of Death Stranding, right? PC gamers are gonna be fine waiting. And if you believe that Sony's gonna continue to make the PC gamers wait this long, you're foolish. So the whole thing is the narratives that you guys had. That's why this is so funny. The PlayStation 5, you should have sold it on the fact that it's a great console that plays the great titles that PlayStation has at better frames. That's it. You should have never mentioned Xbox. You should have never said anything about Game Pass because now you guys have your own little Game Pass wannabe. You should have never talked about anything like that. So that's why this is funny. PlayStation is fine. You guys are the fools, the Sony fanboys. Dog 1985. There's levels to this. We out. Peace.